Hello everybody, this is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, coming to you to talk about a very, very interesting topic going on right now. Earlier this week I brought a video to you discussing my feelings on Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter's political promo on Raw. Well, it seems to be that a couple of political commentators like Glenn Beck and a few others have taken exception to this, especially Glenn Beck. And he went on this 15-minute rant, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday, about the promo, and called anybody who watches WWE stupid wrestling fans. Well, you know, Glenn, I take exception to that because I'm a wrestling fan. And I guarantee I'm a lot more educated about certain things than you are. So, with that being said, it's entertainment. I understand that, you politicians take your political issues and take, sensitive issues very seriously. I mean, you and Rush Limbaugh, you and Sean Hannity, Hannity and Combs, whatever it may be. That's all you guys do for a living, is talk about politics and political issues. WWE is in the entertainment business. They entertain people. They poke fun of those issues. Glenn Beck, you're a lot like Nancy Grace. I remember back in 2007 when Chris Benoit killed his wife's child and himself. Nancy Grace, for about 2 weeks straight, thought she was some sort of expert on pro wrestling. You and Nancy Grace got one thing in common. You ain't an expert on pro wrestling.
Have you ever been a politician?
No, I've never been a politician.
Are you an expert on political views?
No.
Well, maybe that's what Glenn Beck is thinking. You're saying that Glenn Beck doesn't have the right to talk about wrestling because he doesn't know about the wrestling business, but you don't know about politics, so what gives you the right to talk about political issues?
Good point. But this is where I'm saying it's the entertainment business. It's no different if you make a movie about Mexicans crossing the border or some stuff like that. It's entertainment. It's no different from sitcom. It's no different from soap operas. It's no different from a film. It's entertainment.
And sometimes they take offense to films and other things too.
I get that, but
your whole point is that they're sitting there making fun of wrestling fans and act like they know the wrestling business, and they don't. But at the same time, WWE is making fun of, Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, those political figures when they don't know that life because they don't live that life.
Okay, I understand that, but there are other things that WWE has done in the past that have been a lot more offensive than what Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter are doing now. I remember back in 2005 when Muhammad Hassan and Sean Davari had a group of almost like Arab car bombers, group of thugs, beat up The Undertaker in the ring. Evidently, unfortunately, with that whole segment, it took the same day that a UK subway was bombed by the, Muslims. So, unfortunately, Muhammad Hassan became extinct from the WWE because of his character. But, WWE took the proper steps, and that was sensitive to that. That's different. We're talking about people being killed and, stuff like that. So, it's not like WWE's poking fun of people that are dying. They're poking fun of a political issue, which they've poked fun of before. I mean, look at what was it? Back in 2005, I believe, they did a spoof of Monday Night Football with, Trish Stratus, who's a Canadian woman, and Shelton Benjamin, who's an African American man. If you don't remember it, search for it, and they were accused of being racist then. But they're not. WWE, nowhere did Jack Swagger or Zeb Coulter say Mexicans. Nowhere did they say they were Tea Party. So how can anybody say that they're being racist and mocking the Tea Party?
Because the commentator specifically brought up the names of Rush Limbaugh, Glenn Beck,
and Alex Jones.
Yeah.
See, if Glenn Beck was smart, then I agree with what Zeb Coulter said. I would have accepted the invitation on Raw.
But I think Glenn's trying to prove the point that he's not going to stoop and go to where those stupid wrestling fans are.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let me give you this. You watch wrestling, correct?
Yep.
Now, let me explain this to people. You went to college for 4 years.
Yep.
You got a degree with dual majors.
Yep.
But because you watch wrestling, you're stupid? I mean, does that not offend you?
I'm saying they're making a stereotypical generalization, but at the same time, that's what WWE is doing to the politicians. They are making a stereotypical generalization about their views based on the views of a few extremists.
Okay, point. But, you know, a lot of people should have saw this coming, though. This is Vince's way of getting back at all the politicians across the country who pretty much crapped all over his family, crapped all over his wife, in the 2 times she ran for Senate. Now the gloves are off. You know, Vince kept his programming clean for about 5-6 years, and all of a sudden, and this is what I don't understand. Everybody out there, me, you, a lot of wrestling fans included, we've always said, oh, well, WWE needs to be edgier again. WWE needs to have that attitude again. And so they start bringing that attitude and that edginess and that controversy, and everybody's in an uproar. I mean, WWE, I mean, Glenn Beck, you want to be offended by something? Go watch a storyline from, I believe it was 2003. Type in Katie Vick and Triple H. You want to be offended by something? Go watch that. So I can tell you right now, Triple H banging some dead chick, fake dead chick in a casket is a lot more offensive than what Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter are doing.
You also have to remember, though, that storyline was in 2003. This is 2013, and in the last 10 years, we've gotten a lot more politically correct.
Oh.
A lot more things are less tolerated now.
Yeah, it's like I said in my last video. If Glenn Beck's offended by what he saw Monday, maybe he should go back and watch the movie Crash, because things that were in the movie Crash were a lot more offensive than what I saw on Monday, and then the YouTube videos I've been seeing all week.
But that video didn't directly bring up Glenn Beck's name. That's why Glenn Beck is pissed off.
Actually, from what I heard, is they did the video after Glenn Beck called us 14 million wrestling fans stupid wrestling fans.
Right, but the commentators still brought up the names of different members of the party.
Okay, why is Glenn Beck getting mad? Alex Jones ain't in an uproar. Rush Limbaugh's not in an uproar. I'm sure Rush Limbaugh's enjoying the publicity.
Actually, I do believe that Alex Jones did make some sort of statement.
Probably did. But Rush Limbaugh, heck, you know what? I hope Rush Limbaugh comes on WWE. Rush Limbaugh, he's the most controversial political commentator out there.
Rush Limbaugh's an extremist psycho. He doesn't count.
Oh.
So we don't focus on him.
Oh. Since when? Now wait a minute. You're no better than Glenn Beck and Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger making stereotypical statements about Rush Limbaugh, damn it.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah. What can I say, folks? I'm dating a politician's daughter. I don't know, but she is right. I mean, there are both good points to each side. for me as a wrestling fan, when somebody says, "Oh, stupid wrestling fans," no. I've been in the business minorly. I'm not saying I've been in the big time, but I know enough about the wrestling business that most of the people in the business are pretty damn educated and know what they're doing. So I guess that was my issue with some of what Glenn Beck was saying, because I guarantee a lot more people watch Monday Night Raw than listening to him or watching him on TV. So I guess that's where I'm coming from. Obviously, Holly is playing devil's advocate on this because, like I said, there's two sides to every story, and I'll be really curious to see how this all plays out, considering WWE invited Glenn Beck to Raw, but Glenn Beck declined, so I'll be curious to see if they keep poking away at Mr. Beck, and I'll be really curious to see how much they keep pushing this, considering all the trouble Jack Swagger got into. Any thoughts?
I concur.
I agree with you, she concurs. So, that's all for us. This is not just Hollywood Joe, this is the Hollywood couple from Hollywood's World of Sports, reminding you that controversy doesn't come without criticism. Even if it's not by me, it's by Vince McMahon or Glenn Beck. Thank you and have a good evening.